Have you been to a concert lately? If so, were there things about the experience that just truly sucked? It seems like there are more and more reasons why you should just stay home and watch Netflix instead of going to the show. Watch today as an old guy shouts at the clouds about concerts. Hi everyone, this is Paul Crayson, and you're watching Music Mentions. Today, I'm in full-on rant mode. I'm going to cover 9 things about concerts that make it just a lot harder to justify going to see a band live. Stick around until the end of the video to see if, despite all of these reasons, I think it's still a good idea to go to a concert or not. The following list is not in any particular order, except for number 1, which easily tops such lists. Overpriced tickets. According to a Wall Street Journal article on the 20th of April of 2023, 420 day, the average cost of a concert ticket has more than doubled in 5 years, increasing from $125 in 2019 to $252 in 2023. Yes, I understand that concerts are more expensive to put on these days, and yes, I understand about inflation, but this doesn't mean that we should all still just be happy about this. Then on top of that, both legal and illegal scalpers push ticket prices into the stratosphere. By legal scalping, I mean Live Nation, which owns Ticketmaster, otherwise known as Ticket Bastard. They actually withhold tickets from public sale so they can put those tickets on sale as resale tickets at outrageously increased prices. This is a fucking crime. This is effectively pricing out real fans for rich people that simply want to be seen at the show or be part of the in crowd so then they could take a lot of pictures and post them on social media. I'm looking at you, Bruce Springsteen and Taylor Swift, for those ridiculously fucking expensive tickets. Shame on you. This reminds me of the Royal Variety performance at the Prince of Wales Theatre in England in 1963, where the Beatles played for the Queen. At the show, John Lennon famously said the following: "For our last number, I'd like to ask your help. The people in the cheaper seats, clap your hands. And the rest of you, if you'd just rattle your jewelry." Still holds true today. Concerts have become more and more geared towards the moneyed classes. I feel that this changes the vibe of the crowd. There's less energy, and it's turned into this look at me as I wear my designer Slayer t-shirt even though I don't know who the fuck Slayer is kind of event. Have you seen these people? Here's an example. This is a new AC/DC shirt sold by a company called Made Worn that costs $175. Yes, $175 for a fucking AC/DC shirt. Who wears this shirt? I'll tell you who wears this shirt. The 20-something trust fund wannabes who make up about 25% of the Coachella audience these days. Number 2, expensive concessions, parking, and merchandise. Not only do you have to take a loan out these days for the concert tickets, you now need to at least double that cost for the food, the drink, the parking, and the merchandise at the show. The cost of a beer is at least 6 to 8 times the cost of the same beer across the street at the liquor store. And this is why you see more people binge drinking before the show to save money. And that can lead to other issues, and I'll touch on that a little later in this video. Let's talk about parking. At a minimum, you're going to be paying $20 to $25, and for the private lots near the venue, maybe upwards of $50 or more. Stop the insanity. At least my favorite venue in the world, Red Rocks Amphitheater, still has free parking. For now. Cost of merch has also jumped the shark. We've got $40, $50 t-shirts, $80 hoodies. Seriously? I realize that merch is one of the only remaining ways for the artists to make some money on their art, but $40 to $50 for a piece of cotton with the tricolor graphic stamped on it? That's highway robbery. Number 3, cell phone use at the show. Yeah, you knew this one was going to be on this list. Now understand, I'm not against using phones at the show, but there should be a tolerable limit here. Number 1, you do not need to record video of the entire show. Except for that dude that recorded that last My Morning Jacket show at Red Rocks a few weeks back. That dude is a hero and I make exceptions for him. Number 2, you don't need to take a fucking selfie at the concert every minute. You look the same as you did a minute ago. And number 3, you don't need to continually molest your iPhone throughout the show simply because you're trying to get up your social media posts. Wait until the show is over to do that. And the one that is the most annoying, it's the girl or woman, and it's almost a girl or woman, who turns her back on the band and films herself, selfie fashion, with the band playing in the background. That person should be 86'd out of the venue right away. No tolerance. Security. Here is proper phone etiquette at a show, according to me. Take a few pictures throughout the show, take maybe a 30-second video, and then put the fucking phone back in your pocket or your purse or your man purse. Number 4, Chatty Karens and Kens. Yes, you know exactly who I'm talking about. You've seen these people, as they tend to have spots right next to you. They just paid upwards of hundreds of dollars, and what do they do at the show? They go to the show and they just yap with their friends all night long, and they yap loudly. Seriously, if you want to do that, just go to the bar or go to the back of the venue, because no one wants to hear about the European vacation you're taking next year or how you got some awesome deal on your second house in the fucking Hamptons. Better yet, just stay the fuck home. No one came to listen to you. And this goes double for acoustic and more laid back type of shows. Seriously, who pays money to go to a concert not to listen to the music? Yeah, it's these Chatty Karens and Kens, that's who. Number 5, overemphasis on VIP experiences. So this whole VIP thing has become a really big deal in recent years. These people have forked over hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to be in a special roped off area where they have a private bar, they're close to the stage, and they get commemorative trinkets like ticket mementos and pins or some such shit. Overall, I think VIP experiences have had a negative impact on concerts. It's true that VIP areas may have a scattering of truly rabid fans, but for the most part, these are the same people wearing $175 AC/DC shirts from Maidworn. They would rather eat broken glass than have to mix with the unwashed peasants in the seats behind them. In full disclosure, I have maybe gone to 2 concerts where I had a VIP ticket. Did I have a good time? Yes. Was it worth the extra costs? In 2017, I went to see U2 in Paris. They were doing their Joshua Tree 30th anniversary tour, and we were in the red zone, aka a VIP area of the stadium on the floor. Was that show worth the extra cost? Yeah, I think so, but it was still a lot of fucking money. Number 6, tall people. Is it just me that invariably ends up standing right behind the 6'6" guy with the fro and the platform shoes? Or the 2 tall, steroided out gym rat football bros that make Trump's wall down in Mexico look like a little toy. You may as well sit down for the rest of the show because you can't see the stage, or at least try to find an empty spot somewhere else. Look, if you're 6'6", you don't need a fro and you don't need platform shoes. If you insist on those, then get a ticket in the back of the venue. Now, I've got nothing against fros for shorter people at concerts. You guys get a pass. Now, I understand that being tall is not necessarily under your control, but your fro is. And I certainly do not want to discriminate against tall people at concerts. They paid good money just like you to be there. And they did not ask to be tall, except for those platform shoes. But I do think that tall people at concerts have an extra obligation, and that is just be aware of people around you, especially that 5'2" person directly behind you that is staring at the small of your back for the entire show. Maybe try to shift around a little bit. Try to be accommodating to that person. I've seen cooler tall people ask those short people behind them to even get in front so they could see. Just show some awareness and kindness. That's all I'm asking. I've got tall kids, but at least they're kind and accommodating to the concert goers that happen to be height disadvantaged around them. You obnoxious tall people could learn a lot from my kids. I love those kids. At the end, I don't think there's a whole lot us non-tall people can do about tall people in front of us at concerts. I think it's something that we have to live with, but it is something that can be a concert buzzkill for many people. Number 7, obnoxious drunks. Look, I like to have a drink or several before and or during the show, just like the next guy. But there is a difference between having a nice concert buzz and falling over next to the person next to you because you can't stand up straight. This annoyance, I think, is mostly relegated to the younger concert goers who haven't quite figured out their alcohol limits yet. Some concert goers just use the concert as a reason to get fucked up and throw up on someone's shoes. They don't want to be present for the show. They just want to be present and fucked up at the show. Do us a favor and just stay home. No one likes you, and no one except your fucked up buddies want you there. Also, I understand that drink prices are out of control inside the venue, but this is not a good strategy to down a fifth of Johnny Red before the show to try to save some money. That's typically not going to end well. I'd rather deal with someone that's really high on cannabis than a really drunk person. At least the stoned person is typically mellow, happy, and they're usually pretty into the music. Number 8, not enough airflow and it's too hot. We're paying stupid money to be there. The least you think that the venue could do is keep the temperature at a comfortable level. When you're overheating and sweating in a t-shirt at an indoor concert, that's a problem. This should not be happening at all. The venue should really be aware that this is a real issue, especially for higher energy shows like rock or punk or EDM shows. And I don't think that the issue here is the inadequacy of the venue's ventilation or HVAC systems. I think what they're really trying to do here is just save a few extra dollars by keeping the temperature up. Fuck you guys for doing that. You know who you are. Number 9, saving seats for shows. Now, this one really gets under my skin. You see one person directly in front of you waiting to get inside the venue because it's a GA show. Then, just minutes before they decide to open the doors to the venue, 20 of this guy's fraternity bros show up and stuff in front of you. That's fucked up. I don't mind someone saving 1 or 2 seats for some late arriving friends, but not for a whole platoon of people. That's just rude. And this happens inside the venue as well. especially for those tarp installer dudes that lay down a tarp for about 5 rows, 5 minutes before the headliner is on the stage. 30 of this guy's friends show up. Fuck you tarp people too. So, do you still want to go see a concert? These 9 reasons are really just a few from a much more extensive list of reasons not to go see a concert. Honorable mentions go to things like mismatched support acts, filthy bathrooms, people behind you yelling at you to sit down so they can see the show. At a rock concert, it's a rock concert, you morons. If you can't stand the entire duration of a rock concert, then just stay the fuck home. Exceptions, of course, for certifiably handicapped people. So you probably think, after all of these reasons, I wouldn't go near a concert. Well, let me tell you, I will never stop going to shows because there is still nothing on this planet that beats the experience of a live band at the top of their game playing music to their fans. It can be a truly transcendental, transformational, and downright thrilling experience. I will still be going to concerts as long as I can still stand for 2-3 hours and I'm not completely priced out of the market. Until then, you'll see me at the show listening and grooving and digging the scene, even though there are all of these negative forces and reasons around the concert experience. If you haven't gone to a concert in a while, don't let my screed today dissuade you from going. It really is a great experience for the most part. And I have to say, yes, it's usually still worth the price of admission and putting up with all of these annoyances, unless you're going to a Taylor Swift concert. But you do you, I guess. Thanks for watching today. I'm Paul Crayson. If you like this video, if you want to see more of these, give me a subscribe, give me a like, and we'll see you next time.